Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 15 in the New Messianic Version for September 15th, 2023. A soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools pours out foolishness. The eyes of the Lord Jehovah are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. A wholesome tongue, a tree of life, but perverseness therein, a breach in the spirit. A fool despises his father's instruction, but he that regards reproof is prudent. In the house of the righteous, much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish not so. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord Jehovah, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked, an abomination unto the Lord Jehovah, but he loves him that follows after righteousness. Correction is grievous unto him that forsakes the way, and he that hates reproof will die. Hell and destruction are before the Lord Jehovah, how much more than the hearts of children of men? A scorner loves not one that reproves him, neither will he go unto the wise. A merry heart makes a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. The heart of him that has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouth of fools feeds on foolishness. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart has a continual feast. Better is a little with fear of the Lord Jehovah than great treasure and trouble therewith. Better a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. A wrathful man stirs up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeases strife. The way of the slothful as a hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous made plain. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish man despises his mother. Folly, joy to destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walks uprightly. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they're established. A man has joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word in due season, how good. The way of life above to the wise, the way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. The Lord Jehovah will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord Jehovah, but the pure are pleasant words. But the words of the pure are pleasant words. Awkward. He that is greedy of gain troubles his own house, but he that hates gifts shall live. The heart of the righteous studies to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. The Lord Jehovah is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. The light of the eyes rejoices the heart, and a good report makes the bones fat. The ear that hears the reproof of life abides among the wise. He that refuses instruction despises his own soul, but he that hears reproof gets understanding. The fear of the Lord Jehovah is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Let's reread that one. The fear of the Lord Jehovah is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Know your role, like The Rock used to say, right? On The Rock? No. No, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm getting old, my memory's failing. But you need to be humble. Don't even seek after honor. Seek after knowledge. Seek after the fear of the Lord. And he'll add these things to you. He will give you understanding through the fear of God. Let's take it from the top, shall we? It's hard because I kind of alternate between reading the helper words and not reading the helper words, because I like the effect of the not having the helper words, but then sometimes it just causes me to stumble reading it. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools pours out foolishness. Aright, in the right way. So the tongue of the wise uses knowledge correctly. There's a way to do it correctly. There's a way to do it incorrectly. And then there's the fools who aren't even using knowledge one way or the other. They're pouring out foolishness. We can't escape God, right? His eyes are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. A wholesome tongue, a tree of life, is a tree of life. But perverseness therein, a breach, is a breach. Breaking forth, a break, opening, or inlet in the spirit. So perverseness causes a break or an opening in our spirit. Whereas speaking correctly, speaking wholesomely is a tree of life to us and to those around us. Again, entreaties, listen to your parents, right? Listen to your father. Don't despise your mother. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish, not so. They might disperse words. They might give you foolishness. They might tell you folly. But a fool is not capable of giving you knowledge. They don't have it. A fool doesn't have the fear of the Lord. So they just don't have it. They may have facts. They may have understanding. But they're not a source for knowledge or wisdom for us. I've said it before, such strong language. I mean, it's almost shocking to me, right? The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord Jehovah, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. So, even when the wicked try to do good, because they're doing what they were, in this case, told to do by following the law, right? Making a sacrifice, it's repugnant to the Lord because of who they are in their relation to him, right? If you have somebody that you hate or that hates you and they come and give you something, it's like an insult, right? It's not even like thanks, I guess. It's like, who are you to give this to me? Get away from me. So if I understand that as a human, how much more is that, with God? Oh, excuse me. I'm fighting allergies all day. And the way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loves him that follows after righteousness. He that hates reproof shall die. It's like when you tell your kids, don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to break it. Don't do that. Crash. Well, I told you. Sorry. A scorner doesn't love the one that reproves him, and he won't go to the wise. I want to be right in my own eyes, right? Why would I go to somebody that's going to tell me I'm wrong or that I should reconsider? The heart of him that has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouth of fools feeds on foolishness. Once you come to the fear of the Lord, then you're coming to understanding, right? Once you have understanding, the desire of your heart should be to get more knowledge and to acquire more wisdom from the Lord, to press in, to study harder, to learn more. It's not so with fools. They want to hear their own voice. They want things that confirm their opinions. Better is a little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. Better to have a clean conscience, gentlemen. You might have a bunch of money. You might have physical wealth. If you don't have your mental health and your wits about you, if you're living in a continual state of anxiety or fear or guilt or shame, it's not doing anything for you. Better to have little, not a whole lot of physical things, not a lot of wealth, but fear of the Lord. Why? because that's going to spare your life in the end, and it's going to lead to the saving grace. And better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred. This is a warning. However, how many meals, or let's even say snacks, have you shared with friends or family or loved ones? And it wasn't enough per se, but it was enough because you were together and you were sharing, because it's where love was. A wrathful man stirs up strife. Let me not be that man. He that's slow to anger appeases strife. Folly is a joy to him that's destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walks uprightly. And I think this dovetailed nicely with the next one, right? Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they're established. So if a fool hates the one who reproves him or scorns him, and if he will not go to the wise, right, then he's not getting proper counsel. So his efforts will be disappointed. A man has joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season, how good it is. Yeah. When you say the right thing at the right time, you make the right comment, you draw the right thing out, and you get the nod from everybody, right? Yeah, that's what's up. Everybody laughs, everybody claps. It's a great feeling, right? To be able to express yourself and to have everybody understand and to also agree and to allow the universal, right? But where do we get that? Fear of the Lord, beginning of understanding. So by operating in the Lord, operating in the Spirit, that's where our speech should come from. And the wicked getting hated on in this one, right? The ways, the thoughts, the sacrifices, they're all an abomination to the Lord. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord. But the words of the pure are pleasant words. This seems really pertinent today to me. The heart of the righteous studies to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. I can't put a finger on it enough to tell you why this is sticking out to me so much, but there's just so much nonsense going on in the news and in pop culture, and some of the stuff coming out of the writer's strike and stuff coming out of Disney with Snow White and stuff. It's just evil people pouring out evil things. But as Christians, as people who are walking in the way, we're supposed to be studying to show ourselves approved, both to the Lord, because we're doing our due diligence, and because we're supposed to be ready to give an answer. We're supposed to be equipped to give an answer for the things that we believe in. So as we progress in our spiritual journey, that should be pertinent to us. We should be looking for things. We should be looking to study the Word and gain more knowledge. Oh, 10 seconds. Sorry, should have taken care of this earlier. Been out all day, did the corn maze. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before